Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Ernie C, the Gap Tooth Genius. On the road to 100, we got episode 99 with my guy, Sal, a.k.a. Sonny motherfucking Rose. What up, bro?
What's up with you, brother?
My guy. A short notice, I know, but it's always fun rocking with you, bro. I'm glad you're
man. We've been trying to get the second one in
for a while.
For a while, so it was like, yo, you hit me. I was like, man, I'm free. Let's do it.
Hey, dude, the last one we did,
it was good.
It was real. People love the real shit.
A lot of people was tapping in with me, just checking in, like, yo, man, you and EC really got it in, and we talk about a lot of shit, but there's a lot of stuff we left out too. That
dude.
We went for like 2.5 hours.
And we could talk about. We're gonna do that again. I think we got more stuff to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
But first, my G, I want real ones do real things. We'll give you these EC3. Keep grinding these shorts, my G.
Sir. Love it, man.
Trying to hook up my guests with special, merch and all that good stuff, bro. Whenever you can take a picture with it,
I got
tag
you.
those things, bro.
Tag you, man. I got you.
Fantasy football is upon us.
Yeah.
Are you ready for that?
I think so, man. I had my draft Friday night with a couple of my friends and a lot of my high school homies that we kind of. This is really our first year tapping into that, so I'm excited just to get the, get that vibe going with a couple of cats. I didn't really, I've always been cool with, but we've always just kind of did our separate thing.
Mm-hmm.
So once my brother Norm hit me like, yo, I got this league, I want to start, jump in.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it for the shit talking and jokes and everything.
Mm-hmm. That's the best part, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. So I only focused on one this year because usually I do multiple ones, but I think this year was the year I was like, let me just buckle down on one.
Dude, and I got 4. I'm the commissioner of 2 now. I'm like, good God, dude. What pick did you get?
I got the 7th pick.
Who'd you get with that?
I drafted Zeke.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not a bad pick. Yeah.
Not only that, I had to go Buckeye Nation. I'm a big Buckeye dude, and plus I'm a Cowboys fan. So I would have went with like McCaffrey or someone like that. Maybe I had Dalvin Cook last year who killed it for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just happy. I was like, man, the 7th pick. It was a 10-team league. So
there's gonna be some studs left over in the second round for sure.
So I think the 2nd pick, I panicked and I picked the quarterback super quick, and I went with Josh Allen because he's gonna get me some points running the rock as well.
I think there's only 2 quarterbacks we could take.
Yeah, him
the first
and Kyler,
3 rounds. Yeah,
I think him and Kyler and maybe Lamar, just because they do so much on the ground as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I had the 12th in one of my leagues, and I went with I had to go with the 1-2. I went with Tyreek and Mahomes. I had to. I need the 1-2.
The first pick of the draft was Mahomes. I think so.
Oh, really?
No, you know what? I think no. It wasn't Mahomes. I think it was super quick, where it was like the 2nd or 3rd pick.
Okay.
And dude jumped on Pat quick, and I was like, I respect it because usually quarterbacks don't go in the first, but I think now you just got to go with the dudes that have been certified, like. That's gonna constantly give you.
If they put a Peyton Manning 2013 numbers, you got to, bro.
That was like with the Eric Decker team and everybody. Yeah, that was killing.
What do you think about Najee Harris out of Pittsburgh, bro?
I like him a lot. I just don't know like how much, because this goes back to my fantasy league where our commissioner is a huge Pittsburgh fan, and I like him a lot because he was underutilized at Bama because Sarkisian, when he was the offensive coordinator, he was kind of trying to let everybody eat. He had Waddle out there. He had the Heisman out there. Then he had dudes like Jude. The year before, he had like Judy and them who was in Denver. So he was constantly feeding all the people that were out there. I think it's Michi, who's going to be the number 1 this year, trying to give him something. So Najee, he was there for 4 years at Bama, and he was still underutilized, but he was so productive while he had his limited touches. I think
Judy's gonna do well this year too, bro. Check him out, bro, if you get a chance.
No, I had him last year, and I traded him because even though I'm a big fan of Locke, when he was in college, the NFL game is so different.
And he had a lot of injuries last year, bro. I think if we could open up the game for Judy's and get open, I think Teddy might be able to give him the ball.
That's the thing. Teddy's very, very conservative. I mean, he's a really good, solid quarterback. But as soon as I seen that he won the job that quick, I was like, man, I don't know what that means for Drew moving forward. But I think Judy was the best route runner in the draft last year. So
he's bad, dude. If he could just hold on to the ball too,
I got Cortland. So
if he comes back though too, he was big. They thought he was having a breakout year last year. He's been injured the last 2 years, dude.
That was his problem at SMU too. I'm telling you, he was a stud. But at the same time, man, you can't stay healthy, then you can't really do much.
No, definitely, bro.
Yeah, I went heavy on the wide receivers this year.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think I went with 4, dude. I always go heavy with quarterbacks because that's trade bait. Right. I like trade bait, bro.
Yeah, I drafted. There's a lot. I'm probably speaking too much, but there's a lot of quarterbacks that are still on the waiver wire that will probably be jumped on pretty quick.
No, definitely.
I jumped on the Trey Sermon kid because I think he's gonna eventually get Garoppolo out of there in Frisco, and like I said, I like quarterbacks that can give you points, being productive on the passing side, and also that can run the rock a little bit as well.
I probably given away too much too, but my first draft I wanted to go with the 1-2 punch, build around that. The second one I went receiver heavy. Yeah. So this one today I'll probably go running back heavy just to see what happens.
Running backs, man, they're so tricky though, man. Because like I said, like McCaffrey last year, he had that foot injury.
My guy went number 2 last year, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like dudes like that, like they can definitely either really hurt you for drafting them if they get hurt, or they can really take you over. But like last year, I was killing everybody in the regular season, and I got bounced out in the first round of playoffs.
No, that's the heartbreak of fans football,
I was putting up almost like 200, 300 points a game, bro. Because the thing was, shout out to my brother Slick. Like me and Slick made a trade. People was going crazy in the draft room, like, yo, y'all doing some sideways shit. Because he had traded me Alvin Kamara, and I gave him Judy, Jonathan Taylor from Indianapolis, Michael Gallup, and I gave him like somebody else. They were all productive players. And then towards the end of the year, Slick's the one that beat me in the playoffs with Jonathan Taylor. So it works out that, like, I think I gave away too much because I knew Al was going to do a lot. But when Drew went down, and plus Drew wasn't the same when he came back.
No,
so
definitely.
He was super limited.
What do you think last place should get in fantasy football, bro? We're having that debate right now in my league. What do you think?
We didn't do nothing, but that's why I'm saying, like, I'm probably gonna jump as a commissioner on next year because I got some wild shit.
I want wild shit, bro.
Like, we got to do something. We got to do like De La Hoya lingerie type shit. Like, and you got to put it on your IG for 24 hours.
Something, bro. I need something.
Wild, bro. Like,
just for being a sorry fuck at fantasy football. You wanted to come and play with the big boy. I hope it ain't me. Good God, I never came in last place. But speaking of De La Hoya, I think we were clowning on him, bro. He looks. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. We talk a lot of shit about De La Hoya. Being fun, but the man looks sick right now too on his IG. I'm like, I don't want. COVID's a crazy thing.
Yeah, COVID is wild, man. I mean, the first time we did our first podcast, it was super like.
We did this shit outside.
We did it outside. I had a mask on. I was muffled up. Like, yo, it was OD. But like, I think this shit is crazy though, man. Because like I said, like these new variants coming in, people vaccinated still getting fucked up. Like people not getting vaccinated. That's a crazy topic or whatever. But at the same time, like I understand it, but I try to see it from the point of view of the person telling me why they're not getting vaccinated. I'm like, yo, you've been doing foul shit for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not getting vaccinated out of all people.
What's in that hepatitis shot we all got when we were kids? Man. What's in all these shots? And you have kids. You know they had to get booster shots.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's in those booster shots,
That's
right?
What I'm saying. I don't know.
We don't know.
The whole thing was it wasn't FDA approved. I'm like, yo, fam, look at what is FDA approved that be fucking us up daily.
Dog, we be taking shit. I always tell my boys at poker, taking these little fucking gas station pills. Yep. Them motherfuckers ain't FDA approved by G.
Never, man. That's what I'm saying. And that's a crazy subject too. Like I had read like something about 3 or 4 months ago where they were saying like people from the ages of 25 to 40 are the ones that are the market for erectile dysfunction pills. Whether it's Blue Chews, whether it's like
straight V,
the V's, the Cialis stuff, and like it's really fucking people up. Like it's fucking you up because like people are getting like cancers or they're getting like these weird like heart murmurs or whatever that you don't know what's in that or whatever. So. People just be doing the most.
Yeah, like, definitely, bro.
Or whatever. So.
We put everything in our body, my guy. I come from the whole aspect that we should all just kind of do what we want to do.
Right.
But I don't think we should judge anyone for not doing it or doing it because I did it and I know I got my people talking shit to me, but they ended up getting vaccinated anyway after they got the damn thing. Yeah. Yeah. I think people were kind of blind too. Like I think people were on the assumption that we weren't gonna get it if we got vaxxed. I'm like, no, my G, that's not the.
Yeah, it doesn't stop.
It does not stop.
And it's not like a shield. That was the biggest thing too. Where I've had debates with people that they just don't know, and I understand it. But me working in the medical field where I'm familiar with it, and I see, when we got shut down, like I said, because I deal with orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, and pediatrics, so. When I seen that we were shut down for people that had torn ACLs and meniscus and shit like that because the hospitals were filled to the brim and it was crazy. It was a bunch of people that were not vaccinated or whatever. So I was like, it doesn't, even though you may recover and I hope everybody does recover from it, like you see it does a lot more. It's like a trickle down effect. Like it may not kill you, but people that need like radiation or chemotherapy, they can't see their doctors.
They've been doing that since the beginning. They haven't been able to see their doctors. What do they call those surgeries? That like they're not the ones who are not priority. You
Outpatient,
can't get those. You have to wait for your surgery, bro. Right, that sucks, dude. It's been like that forever.
That need, like hip replacements and all that.
Yeah,
shit. Like,
it's not urgent. It's not life threatening. So we're gonna push you to the back.
If you're not in danger of losing a limb or life, you wouldn't be able to do any surgery.
It's sad, dude. What a state of affairs we got going on in the United States right now, bro.
Like, it's wild. That's why I was getting vaxxed no matter what because I had to. But at the same time, I was always, pro for it because I understood, like, the trickle-down effect. It didn't affect me, but I seen how it affected the organization I worked for, which is kind of like, damn, you look at it from a different point of view. I'm like, yo, like, my doctors, they're set. You know what I'm saying? They caked up. They got everything. But they stressing out. I'm like, damn, like, I can't even operate on this kid who broke his ankle in football because... And
then what's it gonna do to that kid for the rest of his life? You know how it is. You're gonna get that surgery.
Absolutely.
You're gonna be walking funny. You can't you're not gonna be able. You have like it's just like getting your shit fused. You ain't able to do anything again.
And not only that, too, it's like a lot of the times with fractures or people that go on like undiagnosed, they think that they're healed or it doesn't hurt no more. But same with like the Conor McGregor shit. Like you have hairline fractures inside of the bone where you're one contact away from shit shattering on glass. God. Or whatever, and that's a top tier premier athlete. So it's crazy, man. Like medical field and medical like landscape right now is ridiculous with the COVID situation.
I hope when this is all over, we really pay homage to those people like you who are in this frontline healthcare workers, bro. Yeah, we asking y'all to go into the storm. People don't understand that.
Man, and that's the thing. Like I don't take credit for that because I don't deal with COVID patients directly, but I do have a lot of friends that do, and to see how they feel like I looked at them like they aged over the last year. Like I see them, like, damn, like you doing bad. Like he's like, and they stressed the fuck out because at the same time, before there was the vaccine, they were dealing with that head on with mad gear on and running out of gear.
Remember that the lack of gear they had? It was a short, dude. Yeah. Like, oh god, I was
like, damn, like, and the motherfuckers was online copping that shit and reselling it for quadruple the price. Yo, shout out to all y'all scumbags that was selling toilet paper for $45. Y'all some pieces of shit, dude. I ain't forgot about some motherfuckers, man.
100%, bro.
For real, water bottles.
We come from the struggle. We don't need toilet paper at the end of the day, my G. If it comes to that point, I don't need no toilet paper, bro. I want to jump in the shower, get the water hose. I don't give a fuck. I wasn't worried about toilet paper in the beginning, my G.
The water was the craziest part, though.
Dude, I know, dude.
Water was nuts.
Good God, dude. I seen. Man, people steal shit from old ladies at Food Max, bro. I'll never forget that line from the front all the way to the meat in the back. That was low key scary.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was different times, man. And the crazy part is, I felt like motherfuckers was ready to just go all out because they had an excuse to.
God, they're ready for it, bro.
It's the end of the world. Like, let me wild the fuck out. Like, I knew it was never gonna get to that. I was just more worried about the people that didn't have shit to lose going into COVID, because now they're like, all right, now we're on an even playing field.
Especially when the sheriff department said, "Hey, don't call us because we ain't coming out if it's not life threatening or a major crime." Yeah, that was wild, bro.
It was during that time, and it was during the BLM. So that's why I figured, like, yo, some shit was really gonna.
Even the BLM, we're out there protesting with masks on, like we didn't know what the fuck was going on.
But that was the scariest part, because if somebody, they could have easily been disguised to be a BLM person that's for it, and then they start setting some shit off.
And I think 100% the ones who were saying shit off were a BLM supporter in disguise. Like they were. That's how it is. Just like, dude, I didn't get the backlash for the BLM, but then they could do the Capitol shit. Right. Like,
we talked about that.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck's going on?
Bunch of motherfuckers walking up in the Under Armour gear. That's how you knew it was some white boys. I was like, they was rocking the Under Armour.
Those motherfuckers are wild, bro.
Yeah, man.
And they made it seem like, they got 4 months. That's not a long time, my G. They didn't get nothing, bro. They got some house arrest and shit, probation. Yeah. They made it seem like that was the end of the world for these people.
They can't even get a routine in that time, man. Yeah. They could work out for that, and they're going to see no results.
No results at all.
They're going to be back outside.
Did you watch the Rick James doc?
Of course. Man.
Okay, dude, thank you for the login,
absolutely,
man. I watched it twice, bro.
Yeah, no, it was deep, man.
What did you think about it?
I was a big fan of Rick going into it before that. I mean, we talked about that before, because I always felt like you kind of had to like separate three. I don't want to say separate, but you kind of got to put them in different categories. Like you had Prince, who's a legend, of course.
100%.
You had Mike, who's a legend, of course, and you had Rick. Rick was like the one that was getting played at all the parties that was slamming the heroin, like him and Marvin. Like when Marvin was going through his shit, like the hood really stuck with Rick, because like as they alluded into the documentary, anybody who's a music fan should watch that.
100%.
By the way, because it kind of dips into the Prince situation.
It's kind of like a gatekeeper, having a man open for him, and then he's the one speaking up like, "Yo, we need black music on MTV." Yeah. He was holding it down. He kind of took the backlash for it too.
Yeah, they were looking at him like he was crazy.
Yeah.
So, and that was the thing. Like one of the Rick James interviews, he was saying like, it's safe to play Michael. It's super safe because that's the person that tells you, "I'm not racist. My best friend is black." Mm-hmm. Even though they could be racist.
Well, that's the biggest line. Yeah.
So I'm not racist. I listen to Michael Jackson. It's different. You know what I'm saying? It's super different. Prince was a lot similar to Rick because Prince kind of got it out the mud coming from Minnesota and shit. Like, it's not... That's another thing I want to dip into.
He was edgy too, bro. He was super real edgy. Yes.
Well, I always trip out like how these dudes came from these cities that were not really big cities. Like Rick James was from Buffalo, New York. Prince was from Minnesota, I think Minneapolis, and then you got Mike who's from Gary, Indiana. You know
talk about a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, that's like crazy, and look how big they became. But you notice that shit didn't start going bad to them until they hit Los Angeles.
Fame. Oh yeah, hit the Hollywood, bro. Yeah.
Because I think they felt like they made it because they were already there, not knowing that it's so much easier, quote unquote, easier to make it, but staying there is the hardest part because you got motherfuckers.
It's all they always say. It's harder to stay on top once you get there.
Man. Yeah,
and everything's catered to you. I seen that shit. That was crazy, dude. Yeah. I thought one of the biggest things I got, I didn't think about. He didn't have that you and I hit till he was fucking 30, 31.
Right. Yeah.
He was out there grinding for 14 years. He went through the Motown machine. And I knew that, but I didn't know the extent of it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. His pen game was crazy because look at the Mary Jane girls. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Rick still gets played in the hood to this day. You play Mary Jane.
Mary Jane's a hit with the weddings, bro. It's
still, right?
People's faces, like, they get up. And
you play Mary Jane girls all night long.
Definitely. Tina Marie's at there too. Oh, dude.
Come on, man.
Did how they broke it down? Well, he had like 4 intros. That was like, that's fucking genius, dog. Like, that's genius shit.
He was kind of like Jimi Hendrix in a way where Jimmy was really like known for, if the chord doesn't sound right, the progression, I'm still going to keep it anyway. I'm just jamming out.
Yeah,
it feels good to me, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, it's like not what we learned. You
listen to Voodoo Child and you're like if you playing the guitar, that chord is not supposed to go like that. But he could do it because he's Jimmy. He didn't give a fuck.
And make it seem effortless.
Yeah, the same way Bob Dylan didn't care that people didn't like his voice. He liked his voice. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, my voice doesn't matter, my words matter. So that was crazy. So back to the separation between Prince, Mike, and Rick. Rick really had to get it out the mud because he was in all these bands before he became Rick James.
Hiding from the government.
Yeah, hiding. He was a what do they call it? A draft dodger.
Draft dodger, 100%.
Yeah, so he did time for that. So he had to go through so much shit, and then he gets to Motown, and he's in that machine. Like, you can't imagine Motown and that whole doo-wop shit, right?
Yeah,
and Rick James, it doesn't mix. But Rick was so talented that he could definitely go in there and still serve work. Where he was in there writing with Smokey and Stevie and all of that, or whatever. So you look at that, and then once he finally does his debut album, and he has these records that just, they resonate so much with a core audience, like songs like in the ghetto. When I was a young boy growing up,
Mr. Policeman, dude, that's my shit,
right,
dude.
You know what I'm saying? So that's way before its time or whatever.
100%, dude.
Where there's NWA and all the other shit that comes after it. Rick was really doing it, and this is right after the whole Vietnam hits different for him, obviously, because he was a draft dodger. Or whatever. So it's fucked up that he goes and he pretty much understands why. Why am I going to go on that war? That war does nothing for me because when I get back, I'm seeing all you motherfuckers treat these Vietnam vets like trash. So why am I going to be another one? Might as well lock me up too.
I love the whole aspect of him doing what he wanted for the people because the people made him. Like, he had that core audience was black people, and he's a black artist. And it was cool. Like, the interview, he said, I could talk about smoking bud. I could say Richard Nixon's an asshole. Like, he was really before his time, bro. I think people need to stop sleeping on that. Like, we gave him Super Freak. I understand what that guy's saying, why he hates it. It's like Nirvana smells like Teen Spirit. I understand why they hate those records. That doesn't represent what Rick really did for the culture. It was a song bigger
than him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But man, so your favorite Rick James song is
Happy.
Happy?
Do it with Tia Marie. That's an underrated cut, dude. I showed my girl that. And the R&B shit, Make Love to Me, You Turn Me On.
Right. My favorite's Hollywood.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
17 is my joint, but it probably ain't going to pass nowadays. But 17's a joint, dude.
Right.
It's just funky. I love the bass lines. I'm always like, man.
And that was the crazy part. Like, he knew how to play instruments, but he wasn't great at any of them. So that was before his time too, because
low-key Dre in a sense.
Yeah, Dre. Irv Gotti doesn't know how to play instruments. Irv Gotti
gotta hear it.
He got crazy records, right?
Yeah.
So it was being so open about shit, and then making sure those other instrument players were getting the glorification of someone that was just as popular. And he went back to his roots, like, yo, y'all play. All right, fuck it, we gonna do this band.
He didn't give a fuck what color they were. Have the white boy in the.
Yeah,
he was bad too.
He was a bad.
He was a bad. I remember my dad brought home that Rick James. Like, I guess it was in Europe. Motherfucker was rocking the whole time, dude. Man. I love that shit. I always loved, and then just to hear where he got the style with the hair and all that shit. I thought that was just.
That was hilarious the way he broke it down, because the thing is, he was so open. Obviously, like, you even go back to the whole Dave Chappelle shit, which I hate bringing up when it comes to Rick James, because I love Dave Chappelle. Who doesn't? But I feel like that's similar to the Nirvana Teen Spirit song, where it's
a parody,
I know
bro.
who Rick James is. I'm Rick James, bitch. Like, now I'm like, you do not know who the fuck Rick James is. Rick James was that dude or whatever. So I mean, it's kind of sad how he went out too, man, because I felt like BET, they knew his voice was shot.
Damn, dude. And that, I didn't understand that either. Yeah, they didn't mention that. She died like fucking 6 months later.
Yeah, like they knew they were going through that shit. They made a mockery of that too, man. But BET be doing some wild shit because, like I said, I may be speaking out of turn because I know it's black entertainment television, but like, they knew what they was doing with putting like a BET Uncut on there, because the music on BET Uncut was trash. It was just more of a look at what we're doing.
Yeah, we got the music videos to show for Tip Drill and shit. I ain't never bumped Tip Drill in the club.
Yeah, right. So it was, but it wasn't even songs like Tip Drill. It was songs that would never even make the light of day in general, that were not even good. Like, 3 or 4 track beats with some vocals that weren't even mixed, and it was like cell phone camera footage, like Razor cell phone camera footage, not even the iPhone. That's how bad it looked. So that's why I was like, they was making a mockery. I remember Boondock Saints, the animation show, made a mock, like, they had an episode where they were kind of talking about that or whatever, like how Bob Johnson, the dude who used to own the Bobcats, he was like, how we gonna fuck up that money today or whatever, and it made perfect sense, because you look at it and you're like, yo, that's not a representation. When there was acts like the whole Ruckus Records movement, there was so many, like, or what Common was doing on good, like, they should have segments of more than a BET Uncut,
definitely,
or whatever. So I mean, it was World Star before World Star.
You're right, 100%. Remember those? I would sneak in my room or fucking sneak in the TV time at fucking 11 o'clock, dude.
Yeah,
as a kid, it's like, what the fuck is this?
Like, it was some shit you shouldn't have been watching.
It was up there with fucking E Network, fucking showing the Girls Gone Wild after 1 o'clock ads and shit, dog. It was right up there.
I never understood that too. I always looked at it like, yo, why the fuck they showing these commercials for 3 hours?
Yeah, dog.
It was like the E shit with the Girls Gone Wild, and it was the Howard Stern show.
Fucking Brooke Burke was this shit back then, dude.
Was out there
selling sex though, right? I mean, sex does sell at the end of the day.
Yeah, but back then though, like,
that's what we see with Rick. Yeah, motherfucker was into his woman. Like, it was wild, dude.
But even if that's a perfect segue into that, because that was the Woodstock '99 era. The E, Girls Gone Wild.
I need to watch that shit. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm gonna catch that.
You gotta check that out, because it goes into the Woodstock festival. Because a lot of people forget that there was a Woodstock '94 in New York.
Did not know that.
Yeah, and the Woodstock in '94 was like, you know, Pearl Jam and the Counting Crows and the Cranberries, where it was the heavy alternative, you know, music. It was not Nirvana. It wasn't Metallica.
Limp Bizkit and shit.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that. It was that. It was all the songs that you would hear in fucking teen movies or whatever. So it was super peaceful. But they had it like at the park in New York. I forget, it was the big ass park that Garth Brooks performed at. And a lot of people got in for free because it was a fucking park. So the Woodstock promoters are like, yo, we missed out on a lot of cash because nobody was checking these motherfuckers coming in. They just pretty much came for free. There was no issues, no nothing. So they're like, yo, we're going to do it in 99. But right, this is the year Y2K. Everybody thinks the world's going to end.
Let's quick have a good time before we go out.
Yeah, we're going to do this wild shit. And they're like, we're going to get the most quote-unquote popular people. not knowing how the shit would never match. Like, how are you gonna get? Because the original Woodstock was to promote peace. This was during the Vietnam times. So this is Woodstock '99. So how are you gonna promote that when you got groups like Limp Bizkit, Korn, Rage Against the Machine?
Rage was crazy at the time too. People don't understand. Rage was crazy.
Then you got DMX and all kinds of Metallica. You got all kinds of shit, right? And a lot of these bands and groups I love individually, but excluding Limp Bizkit, but to me they were horrible because I feel like that was like the ultimate play on, all right, this works. All right, Eminem works right now. He's the white rapper.
Was he there?
I don't think he was there.
Okay,
I think he was on. I don't think he was there. I think he had just jumped off the Warped Tour with like Ozzy and them, because a lot of the people that were on the Warped Tour didn't really go to Woodstock. Because I think they kind of sensed it, because even like Moby and REM and all of them, they were like, wait, I'm not gonna jump on this fucking bill, because how are you gonna put Moby, a techno DJ, and then you're gonna follow it up with Slipknot, or a fucking Insane Clown Posse, or you can't do that. It doesn't work, because it's not gonna work for one of the groups. It's not either gonna work for me, or it's not gonna work for them, because you got people out there dancing EDM, electronic dance music, and you got these dudes doing this wild Slipknot shit. How is this gonna work?
Can't match those crowds.
Right. So I figured like the labels were like, all right, Limp Bizkit, Eminem works, he's the white rapper, let's put a red hat on him at all times. I'm wearing a red hat, but this Clippers hat.
No, I'm talking about like a do-rag and shit. Remember that, dude? That was wild.
Yeah, that was an encore Eminem 2001.
Yeah, I didn't understand. Royce with the pearls and shit. I didn't get that, bro. I never got that.
I never got that. The late 90s, early 2000s was fucking weird, bro. Because Royce was wearing a bandana with fucking medallions and stones in it, and I'm like, yo, it was like a different aspect, because that's when Cash Money was wearing bandanas, but they were wearing white ones, blue ones, red ones. So I'm like, Royce is like, I'm gonna do them, but I'm gonna put fucking rhinestones in it. Like, it was wild. Like I never understood it.
I didn't get that. I remember watching the Beef documentary as a kid. I was like, what the fuck is this posing? It's a poser shit, in my opinion. Fuck with Royce 100% as an artist. I'm sure.
Royce is amazing.
Bazooka Royce is the man, dude. But damn, I didn't know. That was a weird time.
Yeah. So you get Limp Bizkit, who's like, all right, let's do it. We got a white rapper who's doing Eminem. Let's just see if he can piggyback off of that. We got a hard group like Korn that's working. What if we try to fuse them together and we put DJ Lethal from House of Pain as their DJ? Right? And they do this fucking gumbo pot of bullshit, and it works. You know what I'm saying? Listen to songs like Nookie right now.
Oh, I hate that shit, bro.
Right? Listen to Break Something. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're fucking horrible. There's
some songs with Method Man, don't want to keep them 1,000. I was always I like.
Because that DJ Premier on it.
Yeah, I like that shit a lot.
You were listening to the song because of Meth and DJ Premier. You weren't listening for fucking Fred Durst.
Fred Durst is, I never like, oh, he's a fucking dope MC.
Right. No, hell no.
What you told me what David Bowie said about Fred Durst was real shit. I'm like, that got me thinking, like, just because you on the same stage doesn't mean you're at that level of David Bowie. You consider yourself an artist. You're just throwing some shit on some fucking drums and some fucking loud music. Like, that doesn't make you. There's no art in that shit, bro.
Never. And look at it, like, pretty much David Bowie was like known for saying like that a lot of music won't live past 20 years. If your music's not living past 20 years, don't tell me something about a classic album. It's not.
I think you were just talking about that too, how they were already, labeling Donda fucking classic and this dude Drake shit. Bro. Everything's mid, bro. I think the Nas album, God, we can get into that shit too.
Of course.
That
Nas
shit was,
like I said, like, we can get into the Nas album, of course, but like, the Drake album was mid.
100% mid.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's songs on there that I do like. Just like Donda was mid. There were songs on there that I do like. When I say something is mid, automatically be like, oh, you hate it. I'm like, no, I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just not saying that it's great.
We're comparing it to what the fuck's great.
You know
like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Talk to me in like 3 years and ask me if you're still bumping that.
Can you remember a song off J. Cole's last album, like KOD? Besides KOD?
No.
I remember ATM maybe, but I can't remember a line off of that. But you tell me Illmatic, Life's a Bitch, I could give you the AZ verse. 100%.
Absolutely.
That's the difference.
That's the big difference. And like I said, like there's so many different ways you can label something classic. I just hate when it gets thrown out so quick, because that word means nothing now. Everything's a classic. Everyone's a GOAT. Like, that shit don't mean nothing to nobody.
They watered it down, bro. My guy Donis always tells me that, like, no, this... You can't be a classic rapper unless you really we'll see you in 20 years.
Right. And like I said, if I was to break down Donda, I could probably give you 11 to 12 songs that I like on there. Mm-hmm. That I'm like, oh, that's a good album if you just put these 11 to 12 songs on there.
Yeah, same 24 was crazy.
Yeah, same as the Certified Lover Boy one. I'm like, yo, there's like probably 10 or 11 songs I like on there. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean it's a great album though. Like, what are you doing with the rest? The other, that's trash.
It's all filler.
It's filler.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And I think the fight is fixed, man, because they running a trick on y'all. They're putting these long ass albums out because everything is getting played on a DSP. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's a digital streaming platform. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the more songs I have, even if it's clipped, it's getting played.
And they're seeing it as
they're making money.
They're just like a website. I just need a view. Just look at it for 5 seconds. Don't give a fuck what you do.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like these people are not giving you 27 songs because I need 27 songs to express myself. Yeah, they're saying I need 27 clicks. Mm-hmm. Boom, 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 and that's it. We're building up
our numbers.
That's all they're doing or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, they can't fool a person like that because I'm like, yo, these don't even sound like sonically the same.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like, they sound like they're just thrown on like, oh, that works enough.
I felt like Drake has some songs he just fucking threw on there, bro. And that's cool, but you could, as people who love the game, you could know when there's some filler shit.
That's what I'm saying. And like I said, like, look, if you play me a record from Drake today and play me a record from Drake 3 years ago, they sound exactly the same. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. The same content, same everything.
He has a formula, 100%.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, he raps for dudes that want to have cool IG captions. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%,
like,
dude.
He raps for girls that want to dance on their IG live for fucking 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. Like, he does that, and that's fine, 100% fine. But you can't tell me a person like that is a GOAT.
Yeah, exactly. He's a great artist, I think.
He's Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is a legend, is a GOAT. But Michael Jackson is not Prince.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's not even Rick.
Yeah, he's not even Rick.
You know, in my book, at least.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's Michael Jackson after the Off the Wall and Thriller album. Mm-hmm. Where the shit was cool, but
it was never that.
Yeah, bad was not Thriller.
Drake would never do the Houston. And what was the So Far Gone? That's my first. That was my shit.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, his most classic shit is something that he put out before he was even signed.
That's how I feel about Big Crit. Crit Receiver was my shit. You know I'm so glad he put that on Apple Music.
Yeah.
No, I think people come up, oh, you're hating on Drake. Like, no, bro, he's a great artist.
Nah. And like I said, I get this a lot from weirdos, right? I used to do music. Oh, you're just mad because you never did. No. That's not. That's
no,
not
it's
even
not
close.
it. Yeah.
But I'm telling you, if I was a motherfucker that laid cement, right? Mm-hmm. Little side jobs. If I laid cement for half of my life, I can go up to a big ass building and be like, man, they did this really good. Why? Why do you say that? Because I've done this before.
Yes, 100%.
I may have not done it on this level.
Yes.
But I've laid cement before.
You know what good cement looked like.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I can appreciate.
Yes.
That was a fucking bar, by the way. You know that.
Yeah, that was.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can appreciate it because you've done it. Mm-hmm. A DJ, whether you're a good or a bad DJ, you understand what's a good DJ.
You hear it. A
person that does not DJ shouldn't say anything about a DJ because you don't know what it's like to be even a bad DJ. You know what I'm saying?
Dance floor, no people on the dance floor or feeling.
You don't know how to move the crowd. You don't know what works, what doesn't. Just because you like something doesn't mean that the whole crowd's not gonna like it. Like all of that shit matters, bro. You know what I'm saying? So get that hating because you didn't make it. Shit, that's not even.
That's weird, bro. No, not even.
I laugh at shit like that or whatever. It's just like. You could tell. Just go back to the whole thing where I said about people that lay cement. They could tell you a lot more about a building than a motherfucker that never did in his life. Those are mixed the motherfucker. Yeah, exactly, right? So that was the case, and like I said, there's songs that he puts out that I like. That I like it.
Love him.
You know what I'm saying? He's not trash. He's not the worst. None of that. But he's not a GOAT, and his albums are not classic. I don't think he's given us a classic yet. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot to be desired for him to put a classic out.
And the way he's moving right now, I don't think we're gonna get it because we're in that era right now. We're just trying to
already. Like, he's to the point where he's making so much music. Like, we would have got a classic a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, these albums are not bad albums. They're not. They definitely help. When he wants to go out on a tour, whenever he wants to put some stuff out, whenever he wants to sell a bundle with a fucking trash hoodie and a hat, like, he could do all of that because it's good enough to move or whatever. But like, as far as people that, you know, don't see past that, they're thinking like, oh, you think I guarantee you he doesn't have the same dedication as he did when he made So Far Gone.
Not at all.
And that's normal. That's okay. Or whatever. It's like, it's harder to win.
The starving artist is always a little bit more than the full artist, in my opinion.
And like I always say, and they always say, you compare Kendrick to, it's not even about that. Everybody knows I love Kendrick. But at the same time, I look at body of work. Kendrick waited his whole life to get a main, like a chance, right? He gave us Section 80, and Drake gave us So Far Gone, right? Let's just say they're both even. Both classics in their own aspect. Now they get their shot. One gets one with Cash Money, Lil Wayne, the biggest rapper in the world, and one gets one with Dr. Dre, right? One gives us Good Kid, Mad City. The other one gives us that fucking album. I don't even know.
Damn, I forgot what the fuck it's called too. What was the first one called?
I don't know, but it had that Fancy on it.
Fancy. It had Find Your Love and
Thank
shit.
Me Later.
Yeah. Thank Me Later. Yeah, Timbo was on it a little bit too. Yeah, I remember that shit.
So he had access to the best producers in the world. He had probably a bigger budget. Cause So Far Gone was way bigger than Section 80.
100%.
But who's the one that gave us the classic?
Kendrick. With maybe one Dre feature, no Dre beats, just a cosign.
I say the same thing about J. Cole. When J. Cole gave us the warm up, we was ready, right? He signed a Rock Nation. He had a Jay-Z feature on Blueprint 3.
Oh yeah, that Star Is Born.
Right?
That's my shit.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
So he gets his shot. And what does he give us?
What was the first one? I can't fucking tell you.
With that trash ass workout song.
The workout song. Yeah, I didn't get that.
Don't talk to me about that, bro.
Is that the game though? You think though too? The main that radio shit. Like you know how it is with these labels. They need that. They think at that time too. We felt we needed a radio hit.
Radio doesn't even matter.
Doesn't even matter no more,
you know
right?
What I'm saying? And I say that respectfully. Like there is a place for radio. Of course, there always will be. Radio is important, but it doesn't matter to break an artist because artists break themselves on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Especially now, a bad artist could break himself on.
We
the
can
internet.
make a song right now, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And like I said, a bad artist will break himself on the internet. Like I said, who's that dude with the fucking colored hair from Florida?
Fucking Rainbow Boy.
No. The Gucci Gang dude.
Oh, Pump.
Lil Pump.
God.
He broke himself on SoundCloud. Lil Yachty and them broke himself on SoundCloud. Chief Keef broke himself on YouTube.
Crazy how people think these guys are above mid.
You know what I'm saying?
No way.
And that's what I'm saying. And like I said, there's no hating. I'm glad all of them are making money. I'm glad they're fine. But
own their own masters. Give them props. 100%.
They're all rich.
Yeah,
congratulations.
100%.
They're doing what they're supposed to do. But that's why you will never see a versus battle between anybody from an artist who dropped from 2010 to now.
100%.
Look at the numbers, don't lie. Like, if you look at all the verses, a verses, for people that don't know, is when somebody puts their catalog against somebody who's similar and they put their catalog. That's 20 songs each. You give me 20 songs of Lil Pump. You give me 20 songs of whoever, and it's not going to work.
Not at all.
It's not going to work. That's what I'm saying. Like, you look at all these verses that happen, it's all shit from the 90s and the early 2000s.
Legends, bro.
Legends.
I'm ready for Ja Rule and Fat Joe. That's
a
dope.
sleeper.
Yeah.
People don't understand that Ja got crazy records.
Ja is the man, bro.
Ja got crazy, stupid records, and I love 50, and I love G-Unit. You could love all these people and give them their roses, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the part where I don't understand. Like,
Ja always, man, they always blackballed that man after that 50 beef. I thought
It's on money, though, man.
Blood in My Eye was a good album.
It was a good album.
Clapback's my shit.
Yeah, not only that, though, but, like, you got to understand where Ja came from, the Mike Geronimo and Cash Money Click shit in the early 90s. Yeah. Where he was raw as fuck or whatever.
Was it Vidi Vini Vici?
Yeah, that was hard. The shit he did with the Can I Get Her with Jay, and he did crazy records.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna get a lot of respect when he does the verses with Joe, because Joe's a legend too. But Joe might get washed because when Always on Time drops or
Put It On Me.
God, come on,
damn,
man.
that shit. Oh, I'm Real.
Come on.
Yeah, dog.
All that shit, when that could ring off today, and you're gonna get a pop like, oh shit, because it's different, bro. Like, it's different.
And Joe got hits, but I don't think nothing.
Joe's my guy. Like Joe, everybody knows I got Pun in my top 3. Pun is Terror Squad was my main inspiration growing up. I used to have pictures of like Cuban Link, Triple Six, Armageddon. I had that shit in my binders.
Tony Sunshine and shit.
Tony Sunshine, S.T.S, all of that. Shout out to all of them. They legends to me especially. But when it comes to putting hits together, it's a different level, bro.
Rule had that for like 98 to 2002 maybe. And
2002. And not only that, the shit he was doing with Mary J, Ashanti shit, all of that works, right? So you look at that from an aspect of someone who put in so much work that had certified classic singles.
And they forget that New York song that Jada dropped.
That's
a real song. That's
yeah,
Ja's song right
Ja's
there.
Song.
Good.
That was Cool and Dre's first hit outside of Hated to Love It.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That shit was
Gotti, Irv Gotti is he's a legend.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the movie Belly? Irv Gotti was one of the directors with Hype Williams.
Mm-hmm.
So all of y'all that love Belly with X and Nas, Irv Gotti was just as important as that.
Mm-hmm.
Because people forget DMX just finished his first album when he got that role.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So people forget X had that 98 year where he put out Dark as Hell Tide and Flesh of My Flesh in the same fucking year.
9 months apart.
9 months
Fuck,
apart.
dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Classics. Real classics, my guy.
And that's what I'm saying. You ain't gonna get that from nobody this year.
You have to remember too, and you know how these albums are structured. The King's Disease 2, the way it's structured.
Hit Boy's amazing.
It's not like that now, bro. The way it's synced in, the way everything kind of just flows with it. You can't skip a song on King's Disease, bro.
King's Disease 1.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the thing. Hit Boy, he did NIGGA's in Paris. Watch the Throne. That's probably his biggest song. Will probably be his biggest song ever. He doesn't produce like that no more because hip hop. You can understand the shit that he does is the shit that he does with Nip, the shit that he does with Big Sean, the shit that he does with Dom Kennedy.
That's what I heard from his first. I heard was with Big Sean when he was doing his little mixtapes.
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, he's amazing, man.
Dude,
he's amazing, and that's what I'm saying.
At the King's Disease and King's Disease 2 is finally damn, Nas got a go-to producer in my opinion. That was always my beef with Nas. I hate the beats he raps on, bro.
I never felt that way though, but like I said, he's my favorite rapper of all time, so I get that. My top 3 has always been Nas, Pun, and Scarface.
Scarface is my guy.
You know what I'm saying? 100%. Those are my top 3. It's never changed. It's never gonna change because I think that they branched off so many other people that are under them that you don't even know. People don't understand how much Eminem was influenced by Big Pun. A bunch. You know what I'm saying? Nas, it's the whole tree. The whole Queensbridge tree is under Nas. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing.
It's refreshing to hear, we hear these mids, right? You talk about, and that's no diss to this new age stuff. Yeah. But then when you hear a guy like Nas come in and it's that sound hit he's always done, it's on steroids now, and it just shows the big difference. This is how it's done.
It works with Hit Boy and Nas because you could tell Hit Boy was influenced by a lot of the best Nas records, the Premiers, the LESs, the Alchemists, and he kind of put that in his own pot and made his own sound. And now it's on steroids because Hit Boy is humongous. He's amazing in his own sense.
He added Nas' voice that just adds another instrument on it. Rare's one of my favorite Nas songs, dude, ever, dude. That's I just can't stop listening. The one with Lauryn Hill come on and spit, and if you really listen to what she sings,
a lot.
Just why are they gonna make a parody like they did with Rick James? I'm Rick James, bitch. I don't need to be like that. Exactly. I got out the game before y'all know what to do with it. I knew what I was doing.
Absolutely.
It's crazy how she really broke it down. And we can always bring it back to the Rick James doc. See what they did to him at the end. Yeah. They made him a fucking joke. He embraced it because he was, he
broke. He
wanted to be relevant. You know what I mean? I think he needed that spotlight too. Yeah. It's ego.
Not only that, he was an addict.
Dog, I didn't even know his dopamine was fucked up like that.
Not only that though, but if you're an addict, you have an addictive personality. So if you're used to being famous, that's got to be a hard pill to swallow once you're not.
And you can't just that light switch. You can't turn that Rick James off. It's wrestling. It's like Ric Flair. That's kind of they always say his problem. You can't separate the original person from this character you're playing that the world sees, the image. Yeah. That's wild. That's scary if you really think about it, my guy.
Yeah, man. It's you gotta. It's not all rosy and peaches and cream, man. Because you look at someone like LeBron James, who's one of the best to ever do it, and he's worked his ass off to get to that point. He can't go into a McDonald's. He can't go to a grocery store. He
can't go with his kids.
He can't go watch a movie. He's always got to be LeBron James. That shit comes with a consequence. So it's man, it's a crazy world. That's why whenever I see famous people or I've had the chance to meet them, I don't do the most because I'm they deal with that shit all the time.
All day.
At least let me do my part and give them that respect, but also be respectful and treat them as a person because they are. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen people do the most, man.
I know. When we used to go to the boxing fights, bro, I was just trying to best dap them up. Even with glasses, dap them up. It was fucking Bakersfield thing. Bro, but I ain't gonna be fucking, hey, what's up, like, in front of everybody. I just try to be cool. You just a person like you and I, bro.
Dudes be doing the most.
They just happen to make some good ass music. You know what I'm saying?
Good for them, man. Like, man, keep doing your thing, man. Love what you're doing.
Yeah, it's for the culture, bro. I think what's bigger than we love the culture,
right? And
not just hip hop, just everything that comes with it.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. That's what I see with Rick too. Like the culture he embraced, the shit I was always gravitated to.
Right.
That street life shit. Like he was really about that. That's what I love about the Nas album. It's like. Yeah. He's painting a picture. I feel like I'm in QB right now with the shit he's saying. Yeah. The guys now can't do that shit.
Exactly. That's what
no hate, but it just doesn't.
I posted a video. I'm like, how come you guys as goats don't do videos and music like this? Because they can't.
Mm-hmm. They can't.
They can't. And like I said, and that's fine. But make sure when you like, there's OGs and there's little homies.
100%.
You will always be the little homie. And that's fine, but always know that there's an OG that got rank above you. That's it.
And it's always gonna check you when you need it. That's what they're there for.
And that's it. And that's fine or whatever. So it's not no tough guy, no bully shit. It's just always understand. Inside your own lane, you can be whatever you want. Good, bad, you call it. You deal with the consequences, or you get them fruits of them labors. But you should always know that there's somebody that was there before you that did it way better than you. That influenced you to do what you're doing.
100%.
That's it. It's not that hard.
I think people, even when I still think I'm the generation, right? Like we still got the older guys. I think it's important for people like me to reach out to those who influenced us and ask for ideas. Hey, what did you guys do back in the day? That's the banner shit. All that, like, we gotta do shit back. We in the 90s now. We gotta put that shit everywhere. Internet's great, but we gotta let the people see this shit.
Yeah, I wish motherfuckers didn't have the internet, man.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like they should. I really wish that. I don't know, whoever listening to this, man, put a cap on this shit.
Yeah, dude.
Like, have people only have internet access for so many hours out of the week.
They're doing that shit in China. You know 3 hours a day, bro.
Hey, man, I'm just saying, it probably works because, like, people would be so productive on other shit.
It contaminates everything,
everybody
bro.
says, man, like, I just don't have time to do this. You on the internet 7 hours a day.
And our phones tell us how long we on there now.
You get that fucking report every Sunday.
God damn.
I'm like, damn, you want this motherfucker this much? I'm like, damn.
You could do eight hours of hard work on something. You could figure it out.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, I fall victim to that too.
See it all the time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I fall victim to that too, but at least I know. I mean, the biggest strength is knowing what your weakness is.
I think the biggest thing too, bro, with us is we're not gonna ever depict something we're not. We're gonna be consistent with who we are, and that's all we could do. We can't ever be fake. 'Cause I think we're around people who will call us out like, "Yo, that's not you, my G." That's kind of what's always been kept me grounded. That's why I know I always can never act out. Oh, that's not me though. Like I would get called out.
Right.
Have somebody tell me that, Aaron, what the hell are you doing, bro?
Absolutely.
You need that, bro. I think there is we should have someone kind of low key checking you, like, dog,
for sure.
Why are you acting like we know you in real life?
Yeah, commissioner of the internet.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to be like, even with the stuff we do with the pod, I think it's organic and just keep it 1,000 with people. It's the way we spend the real shit.
Absolutely. Like, we came in here like nothing. We ain't got no fucking agenda, no check, no docket, nothing.
Bro,
like,
nothing.
This is all off the top of the head, and you can see how easy it flows. Like, ain't no dead air, no nothing, because we really rock with each other like that.
And we're really interested, but we interested about a lot of the same things, and it's organic, and those are the best convos, bro. That's why I tell people, everybody who walks in here, I'm like, just talk, bro.
Just talk,
do what we always do. That was the inspiration. Since we're on the road to 100, I guess we could talk about the inspiration. The inspiration was always these conversations we've always had, but we just never put them on wax.
Right.
So now maybe we could get we can't get all of it because we talk fucking crazy shit all day.
Sure.
If we get a glimpse of that magic, bro, and put it on the mic, I think this pod is going to be good, bro.
All you got to do, man, whenever you're putting out an hour's worth of content or whatever, however much content, you could just spit some shit that's gonna have somebody just be like, oh man, I got what he was saying. You have the illest podcast in the world. You have the illest song in the world. I don't give a fuck who tells you different. If anybody tells me, oh, man, when you said that one part, man, I felt that. Or when you said this in that podcast, I felt that. That's all you got to do it for. I don't give a fuck about if you felt the other 59 minutes or whatever. If I said something that's gonna gravitate towards you and give you a different aspect of whatever you're looking at, for a little bit, I did my part.
Yeah, definitely.
You did your part.
We're just here shooting the shit. Like this is therapy. This is fun talk. This is talking about the culture, hip hop.
Absolutely.
Like this is a little bit of everything.
I'm passionate about all this shit. Like I'm super passionate about music. I'm super passionate about sports. I'm super passionate about being a father, a husband. All of that shit, I can talk circles around it because ain't no. Like, ain't no cap in my rap, Jack. Like, I'm keeping it a buck at all times about everything I feel. And I'm open to suggestions. If I'm wrong about something, we can talk about it.
100%.
It ain't nothing where I feel like what I say is cemented in what's right or wrong. Like, no, it's what I feel, and I could be wrong, and I'm open to suggestions saying, yo, I don't know, I don't agree with you on that part. Okay, cool, what you think? Boom.
And I think that's what's missing in the world now, bro. The world like need that.
Back to the vaccination stuff. Like, I know people that are vaccinated and people that are not.
Yeah. But why? It shouldn't be a me versus you thing at any time. Like, it's weird, and I think it's such a contradictory. We're talking about, people. Oh, I don't gotta wear a mask. My body. Why the fuck am I getting a vaccination?
Right.
But they're gonna tell a woman what to do with their bodies.
Yeah, that's a mess.
That is wild, bro. I just think everybody should do what they want. And if it's harmful to me, let me rock, bro. And if it's that bad, I'll listen to you. Say, hey, we need to slow down. But I think if it's my personal decision with anything, wearing a mask, taking a vax, I think we should all have our liberties, but our personal liberties, and do what the fuck we want.
Yeah, and if somebody don't fuck with you because you decide to do one thing, then that's easy. That's an easy call.
Yeah,
you don't gotta fuck with them.
You just cut the little fat off. That's cool.
Like Sonny Sin and Bronx, so you got rid of them cheap.
Yeah, definitely.
If we got a falling out over a disagreement on something so petty, then we never stood for anything anyway.
Yeah, so that foundation was shit.
That's what I'm saying. That cement was trash.
Yeah, cement was trash,
so,
bro.
I mean, it is what it is, man. So, yeah, I think that's a big aspect on like the world today, man. It's like where people just want to find something to disagree about. That's their topic of conversation, is a disagreement.
That's
or
what
argument.
What K-Dot said in that new song with Baby Keem, like these overnight activists.
Yeah.
Like if you really stand for something, go do some shit about it, my G. Go bring in some of these people. Then if you're really about that, that's I felt that 100%.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, where's all that at? Like, why did that stop all of a sudden? Was there something that was fixed?
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't see any changes. Like. Yeah, cops are still killing people.
It's crazy how we're talking about, like in Iraq or in Afghanistan. Oh, they're beating people with clubs. They're, they're tear gassing the woman. Yeah. What do we do here, my G? Right. Like, what do we do with these peaceful Yeah, we over here shooting unarmed men who are handcuffed. We're choking men who are handcuffed on their back and can't defend themselves.
Cops that are shooting people in front of their kids and killing them.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's ridiculous,
and on camera.
Bro. This is America, and on camera.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we so grimy about it. We doing it on camera,
and we're so desensitized towards it, bro. It's sickening, bro. Like there's a thing on Twitter called Breaking 911. It's all these stories. Fucking videos are horrendous, bro. Like you show that shit 20, 30 years ago on TV, you'd be outraged. Oh yeah. Now it's just like
unless it was like a Mexico news, because Mexico don't give a fuck. They be showing dead bodies like nothing.
Yeah, dog.
One time I was at my grandma's house in Mexico one time, like 20 years ago, and I was just watching the news, and they're just talking, right, and all of a sudden they just pan to a fucking dead body floating in the river. I'm like, yo, they ain't no sense to this shit. Like, yo, they just showing anything on this motherfucker right now. Yeah. Like some other countries, they don't care, because you want to talk about some shit that's desensitized. It's like all them cartel videos that be going on, like in Mexico, where they be chopping people up and shit. Yeah. Kids be watching that in libraries, bro. Yeah. They don't care.
Those motherfucking videos are crazy. Yeah, I will never. I'll try to stay away from all that shit if I can help it, my guy.
Yeah, for sure, man. This shit is nuts.
But it's crazy how that could be the reality of life. And I think people at a point do need to know, like, hey, this does go on, though. Like, don't be, this isn't TV where you're fucking slaying there, I'm shot. No, my G, you're gonna be. It's nothing like on TV, bro. This shit's real. Yeah, this shit's real.
Yeah, you could tell too, man. Like they're getting so more brutal because they want to one up the next video. Yeah. Like, yo, instead of doing this, I'm gonna get this dude's kids, and they're doing some wild shit. Yeah, like, that's why I was like, when I'm not into the whole world as ending talk, but like I could see why people be on that, because they be doing some shit that it's just like.
They're messing with genders, idolizing weird shit. It's like, oh, that's what we getting down now? Yeah, like, I can see if they were not a religious man, but if God did want to end it, I wouldn't question the man. There's some crazy shit going on.
That's why I be agreeing with Thanos sometimes. I'm like, yo, like, I wish half of these motherfuckers was just whatever, because there's a lot of good and evil. But like, that's what I say, when I hear good and evil, I think 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's 50 good, 50 bad, because a lot of the shit that you think is good or decent, they're just wearing a mask. Yeah. And they're waiting for that time to wow the fuck out. And we've seen little pieces of that. You know what I'm saying? We've seen little trailers and teasers of that. Like, oh man, people is dying of thirst. All right, I'm gonna sell this gallon of water for $45.
Money's a crazy
You know what I'm
fucking thing,
saying?
bro.
That's why
Money's
I was
a
like,
wild
it's
thing.
Scary times, man.
Yeah, dude. I wouldn't. I understand 100% where these Jesus freaks and shit be like, yo, the world's ending. Like, you have a good case.
I could see it.
Lil Nas X on the cover on these magazines.
Yeah. I
bro.
don't know what's up with that,
But
bro.
like I told my guy, I can't let it bother me because I know I'm not listening to that shit.
Yeah.
But I see the publicity where he gets people talking. Shock value.
Right.
Like I hate shock value rappers. That pisses me off, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have no problem with them LGBT.
Whatever.
LGBT,
Yeah, we shout to the abbreviations. Love them.
Yeah, whatever. And like I said, like like I said, it don't bother me because it's not something I care about to the point.
We're not gonna ever listen to a Lil Nas shit, bro.
But like, there's people that they're so offended by it. But I feel like it's another thing of people just dying to be offended.
Yeah, dog.
Like
100%.
What are you gonna wake up mad at today?
Yeah.
What are you fake mad at today?
How could you live your life like that?
Man, fuck all that.
I think there's a thing on Joe Rogan. We're talking about his friends, man. They get so worked up on these phones, on Twitter, fucking Twitter fingers. Like, I learned from that. Like, I can't be worried about none of that shit, bro. If it don't affect me, like, I want to be stressed about what I want to be stressed about.
Yeah.
100%, dude.
Yeah. Nah, like, my shit, like, I just like to be having fun with my shit. Like, I just be out there making jokes. And
we only here once, dog.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, when I go, I hope it's for a long time. I'm going to be remembered as someone who was solid and just, have fun.
Yeah.
Because, like, the thing is, like, we ain't really have that much time to be mad at shit. Dog. I can't be mad at something that don't bother me just to be fake mad on the internet.
Honestly, just say we lived to 65.
Right.
65 is not a long time,
yeah,
bro.
No, hell no.
It's like that, man. In the course of history, what's 65 years, 70 years?
Yeah.
God bless my uncle, over 80. That still doesn't feel like enough time, bro.
Yeah, I lost my pops, and he was younger. In that part, you never get over it.
Yeah,
like, damn, you feel like, well, you look at the years, you're like, oh, he died at 60 something. Like, that's not bad. And you're like, damn, the hell no, that's not enough.
No,
like,
100%.
Because I be seeing cats that's in their 90s.
How old were you when your pops passed?
I was 33.
That's the same exact age my grandpa when he lost his dad.
Yeah.
And thinking like, damn, my grandpa's old now, but he was 33. I'm about to hit 33. I don't want to lose my pop at 33, bro. I can't imagine what y'all went through, bro.
That was the hard part for me because like that's why I stopped doing music because like that was like one of the craziest times ever because I was in the middle of becoming a father. Like, he never got to meet Sophie.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So that fucked me up to a point where I still don't get over it, so I just block it out type of shit. But I talk about it because it helps talking about it.
Yeah,
but
100%.
I feel like when I lost my pops, like, my drive to do anything than being a father that's it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, damn, I only had him for 33 years.
And he has so much more to learn from him.
Absolutely.
Now as being a father, he's about to show you the game.
So I had to freestyle that shit.
God damn, that's
rough,
bro.
That's why I'm so close with my father-in-law. Like my wife's dad. Like, that's why me and him are so close because that's my dad. Like,
100%.
It's not my father-in-law. That's my dad.
Yeah, 100%.
Or whatever. And it's tough, man. That's why like whenever like Father's Days or Mother's Days and stuff like that, whenever that comes around. Man, checking on the people that lost theirs, because those days are hard for me.
Yeah, bro.
And I know how hard it is for me, because even though I'm a dad and I'm celebrating it now, like, I don't got someone I can call or whatever. Like, when sometimes, like, I be around people and they disregard their parents, when they're like, man, he just disregarded you, whatever, like, I'll just call him later. I'm like, man, I wish I had that chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I could talk to my pops about the Dodger game or the Cowboy game or the Charger game.
Or this fucking Rick James doc. My dad's the biggest Rick James fan.
Right?
Like, dude, you gotta watch
so
this
it
shit.
was like, I wish I had those opportunities and they're gone like that. And you never get over it. You just deal with it or whatever. So that's why I never liked 4th of July ever, because I hated the smell of fireworks and it was a fucking mess on the streets. And that holiday lasts fucking 2 weeks in the projects. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers got fireworks a week before and a week after.
Dog. Yeah,
so I'm like, this motherfucking July is trash.
Yeah.
But my pops died on July 3rd, so now I hate it even more. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's a crazy spot, man. So that's why it was one of the biggest reasons why I started doing music. A lot of people know, a lot of people don't know, because like I said, I had a momentum and I just stopped. Literally, I just stopped.
I know, bro.
Or whatever. And I never felt like I needed to tell people, like, the fuck you care about. I'm going through some real shit. Yeah. Some real life shit that only certain people understand or whatever. And it got to the point where I was ready to talk about it. 2 years had passed. So 2 years in music, that's a lifetime.
Yeah. Sound is changing. Shit's evolving.
People forgot, and that's fine or whatever. So, but like my real ones, my team know. but like I became the best dad in the world.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I see that, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, it was an even trade for me, or whatever. Because this is something I wanted to ask you too, because I had a conversation about this. If you had the opportunity, like, when do you think were the happiest times of your life?
Bro, honestly, I'm just God's truth. Now.
Okay.
Now. It's fucking crazy, right?
I never got that answer.
Bro.
I always get like, high school or when I was a young kid or da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Because like I was the question would be, like, hypothetically speaking, outside of the time now, give me a
probably my, damn dude, because every time I think of a good time, I'm like, fuck, I used to deal with that bullshit. Honestly, bro, when fucking, maybe high school then, I guess, my stress-free life.
Yeah,
like,
stress-free life.
Yeah, maybe high school then.
Okay, this is the question. If I gave you a magic pill, would you take that pill for you to have the chance of staying there for 1 week, 7 days? No repercussions, no.
It's not going to change the timeline.
It's not going to do none of that shit.
Yeah.
Would you do that to go live back at that?
Yeah, of course.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No.
I would like to just see it one time.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's like, I wouldn't, because I think that would always be like, when do I get another magic bean? Like, shit is bad for me right
addicting.
now. Yeah, that's the part that would scare me, because I was like, what if I go and I know there's no repercussions? I just come back, like I just go like into this hotel and I sleep, but I'm really like in some.
You're reliving that whole thing. Yeah.
I wouldn't do that, because I'd be like, I gotta go back to the hotel, because shit. Life is hard. Like, everybody listening, they know life is hard one way or another. Everybody got their own shit they go through.
Yeah.
I'm not saying life is horrible, but everybody has their own shit they're going through. Like, I wouldn't want to take that, because I would like, man, like, I feel like I need that, and like, I only got one pill. You can't go back. Then you're fiending for that. And that's when other shit comes into play.
I think I say now, bro, because from like October to now was, I had the period of my addictions and shit, right? And I learned how to kind of speak up for myself. It's not been a smooth road, but it's been to the point I'm not taking no one's bullshit, and they need to know that. And so if I come with there's been some bad shit that's going on the last 7 months, but I feel like I'm more grown and more mature than I ever been, and I'm sharp, and I'm hungry still. I'm hungrier than I ever was rapping. I'm hungrier than I ever was, with the minimum wage job. And this is like what I'm doing. I'm doing okay now, but I'm still as hungry as I ever been. And I'm learning how to speak up. I'm learning how to negotiate my boundaries now. Like, I'm not willing to do that.
Your worth.
And exactly knowing my worth, but I'm trying to value that. And just making breakthroughs every day with the girlfriend, and learning more on how to be a better man because of that, and being with the family. And now I'm having all my ducks lined up with my businesses. This is the best time of my life, bro. And I'm not bullshitting you, man. Like, there's been some bad shit, of course, but that's life. Death, sickness.
Never stops.
We lose money. We, sometimes we go to bed hungry still, bro. Like, no matter what, you know what I mean? Trying to get disciplined with diets and shit. Still trying to learn how to do that. But I feel like I'm open. I'm more mature to open suggestions too. I could take it constructive criticism before I could take that shit, Sonny. Be like, fuck you hating on me, bro. Don't leave me alone. Now it's more like, okay, I see where you're coming from. I'm trying to open my mind. Just saying that if I'm the smartest one in my circle, I have a problem. And I think I'm learning that too. Like, okay, I need to figure this out. And it's after the whole September debacle I went through that whole last summer, bro, since I got right, and still, like, life is not perfect. We all know that. There's shit that always happens, but the way I guess the way I'm reacting to situations now, I'm proud of myself, bro, and I'm kind of just trying to be stressed about what I want to be stressed about, and it's still a stress, but it's for me now. I'm not working.
Selective stress.
Exactly.
You know what can and should bother you, as opposed to everything.
Exactly, bro. Like, why am I gonna let people who don't care about me affect me when I get here? I can't, bro.
Never.
Like, I have, I'm happy with the gig I have. I'm happy with the side gigs. I'm happy with my business, and everything else is like, I'm in a good spot for where I've been through. Like, so many times in high school, so many times in the last year, I'm like, I could have just fucking fell and never got out.
Absolutely.
I'm here now, so I could honestly say there was a Bible right here or whatever people want me to, swear on. The last 6-7 months, bro, it's been the craziest, happiest times ever, bro.
That is ill, man.
Like I remember I used to wake up like, fuck, I don't want to do nothing today. Got up at 6 o'clock. Fuck, let me go figure. Let me go. I gotta record these ads. This is business. This is a stress, right? Like, gotta record these ads for these new sponsors that we got. I gotta upload this. You see me right here uploading all this shit. But let me do all this before I gotta go with the family today. Before I gotta go with my girl. Before I have fantasy football. Why am I stressing? Like I don't know who told me this, but I gotta stop saying, damn, I gotta do this.
Right.
Nah, bro, you're blessed to do this now. Like you're really lucky to do this shit. Been really thinking about that a lot, bro. I'm trying to keep that in my mind. So I really could feel like the last 7-8 months been crazy great.
I love it, man.
Some crazy shit, but that's all me. I was telling my guy yesterday, I made every choice. And it's on me. I don't feel bad. No one forced me to do anything. I did my own thing. I was smart enough to figure out, like, oh, that's not for you, Ern, but I'm still grinding, though. I keep grinding. It's like it's not just it's like a saying on the shirt, bro. You know what it is. It's just the motto. It's you're grinding every day. Could be a father working.
Absolutely.
Like, we grinding every day, bro, to make shit happen. Because I know we always want to get better.
Yes, sir.
And that's all it is for me, bro. Just trying to get better every day, dog. And episode 100 is coming, and
crazy,
it's fucking crazy. I can't believe it.
You know who you got coming in?
Yeah, I got my guy Damo coming in. It's gonna kind of be like, you'll see it. It's gonna be a cool little structure we got going on. It's kind of what you did. You asked me the question, and it's kind of like a dive in. But we're gonna have a live call in. We'll do that separate. So I'll announce it, and then we'll have like 20. Caller 23 gets 100, but caller 5 gets something. Caller 10 gets something. Caller 20. So we're gonna have like every 5 callers get something. But we'll shoot the shit with everybody who calls in, and just to celebrate, bro. Because none of this shit happens without the people. Like, it's like Rick. It's a core here, and it's growing. And now we have more sponsors coming, bro.
I see that,
That's
man.
wild. Like,
I was listening to that. I'm like, God, how many motherfucking sponsors he got?
God damn, dude. I know. Shout out to all the sponsors, man.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Shout out to the sponsors: Monkey, Smog, Check and Repair, Luscious. I'm sorry about that. Luscious, Looks by Marissa, Cordova Collection, and dude, I rock with them. I rock with all that shit, bro. I got
that
to.
Is super important.
I think we need. You see, every podcast in the world, they got sponsors. This is how we get the revenue generating.
Not only that though, but I mean, they selected you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's a lot.
And I hope I come through and they enjoy it. I think as long as I put and I think too with the last 7-8 months, putting my best foot forward, bro. I don't think I've ever been a conniving bastard. You know what I'm saying? So as long as I put my best foot forward, set my boundaries, and just be honest with everybody and everyone around me, it's been great, bro. I think at one point I was kind of scared to do that. Like, I'll let it go. No more, my guy. Like, I'm not being a tough guy either, but time's valuable, right? You know how it is. Like, why would you leave your house, leave your kid and family to go do some bullshit? And you're wasting my time and you're taking advantage of me.
Especially like on the weekend?
Like, I'm not doing none of that, bro. But I'm glad to have you on again, my G. Episode 99, my guy, Sonny Rose, bro.
All the time, man. You call me, I'm always coming through.
We got to do this again, my G.
Absolutely,
anytime, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. 99, episode 99, S.T.S podcast. Ernie C, the Gap Tooth Genius. Sonny Rose in the building, and we out.
Yes, sir.
Out.
Yes, sir.
Out.
Yes, sir.
Out.
Yes, sir.
Out.
Yes, sir.